Hello everyone, I'm Xing Ting from Actual Studies, and today I want to present the question 6 for Stochastic Calculus of Finance and Economy. So for question 6, the question is you are given the following information on a call on put option. So the continuous compounded risk-free rate is 5.5% and the stock does not pay dividend. So the delta is 0. The strike price of the underlying option is 43. The strike price of the compound option is 3 and the compound option expired in 1 year. The underlying option expired 1 year after the compound option. The underlying option is American. The volatility of the stock is 13%. So the current stock price is 40. The stock price followed binomial models with 24 periods, each of length 1 month. Calculate the value of the compound option. So we move to the Excel. Okay, so we move to the Excel. For question 6, we just put the data inside here, this column. Okay, so for H, because it's 1 month, so it's 1 divided by 12 months. So for U, we need to calculate, and D need to calculate, and the P star and 1 P star. So follow the formula, we can see that equals U equals to E exponential R minus delta times H plus volatility times square root of H. So we just put the data inside, so and the backside square root of H here is plus. So we can get the data 1.04345. So for the D, here there is it's different from U. So the backside here is minus, so we just put the data all inside. We can see that we can get the data of 0.968. Okay, so for the P star is exponential R minus delta times H minus D divided by U minus D. So exponential R minus delta is 0.06 minus delta 0 times H is C5 minus the D is 0.96 divided by U minus D 1.06 divide and minus 0.96. So we get the data for 0.49062. So after this, we need to calculate the binomial tree. So for the binomial tree, we just put the S0 behind here. So for the after that, we can set the periods 1 to 24 here. So for this part, we just set the formula if A47 times C6. So it's stock price times the U. So we get the 41.7378. So for the downside, we just use the same formula and times the U change to the D. So we get the 38.7198. So for here also is the period 1 times the U, period 1 times the D. Here is period 1 by the D. Okay, so all is just using the same formula but the different U and D. Okay, so after that we need to calculate the European call. So for the European call, we need to calculate from the back side. So we just set the same thing 24 period. So from the back side, we just use the Y23. Y23 is from binomial tree. The 24 period is the last one. So we just set the maximum 0 to the period of 24 111 minus the C9. So C9 is K, so minus the strike price, so we can get the same. We can get the 71 answer. So after that, we can just click and pull until the downside for 24. Okay, so we can get the data. So for the 3 period, we just use the same formula, but here we need to times the different things. For this part, we just use the upside of 24th period times the P star C13 plus the 62.97 times the 1 minus P star and times the exponential C12 times C5. C12 is the risk-free rate times the H, so 1 divided by 12, 0.833. So we get the answer is 66.5769. So after that, we just also pull until the downside. We can get the data already. So for here, for the another part, also get the same thing. So we can get the European Q is 5.61082. After that, for the American put, we also put the same data here from 1 to 24 period and also calculate from the backside first. So we just use the same formula. For here is Y23, the period of 24 from binomial 3, the last one, and and set the maximum 0 to C9 minus Y23. C9 is the K strike price minus the period of 24 binomial 3. So after this, we can just pull the data to the downside of 24. Okay, so after this, for 23rd period, just use the backside of period 24, the AY of 22 plus the P star and plus the AY of 25, the downside of 24 period times the 1 minus P star and times the exponential minus C top risk rate times the H. So we also get the 0. So we just pull the data until the upside of 23rd. We can get the data. Okay, so we just use the same formula until the 0 period here, so we can get the American put is 1.08764. Okay, so we just put the data here. The European Q is equals to 5.61082 and American put is 1.08764. So to calculate the delta 0, we can see that the 0.77183 is from this formula equals to exponential negative delta times H times the CU minus CD divided by SU minus SD. So from here, we just put the data for the exponential from here, delta and H, and times the CU minus CD. CU minus CD is from the European core. So for the period 1, the upside minus downside and divide by the binomial 3 upside minus downside. So we can get the delta 0 is 0.77183. So for the up node, delta equals to exponential minus delta H times the CUU minus CUD divided by SUU minus SUD. So for this part, we just use the same with the delta 0. For the CUU is C98. C98 is from the European core. The period 1, period 2, the upside 819584643 minus 5.57 divided by the binomial 3 period 2 743 minus 43.55 minus 40.40. So we can get the up node delta. Because after that, from the down node delta is also use the same formula, but here is CUD minus CDD and the C and divided by the SUD minus SDD. So for this part, the exponential minus delta H is from here, and the CUD minus CDD is from period 2 the downside of European core 5.57 minus 3.50 divided by the binomial from the binomial period to the 40.4 minus 37. So after that we can get the data for down node delta is 0.708385. So for gamma, we just use the up node delta minus down node delta divided by SU minus ST. So for here, we just use the up node delta minus 0.70, the down node delta divided by the SUB46. So it's from binomial 3, period 1, the 41 minus 38. So we get the gamma 0 is 0.04. So to calculate the E is equals to SUD minus S. So for here, we just use the formula. Just use the 40.4 minus the stock price, so we can get the E is 0.40201. So after that, for theta is CUD minus E delta minus 0.5 times gamma E square minus C divided by 2H. So here is equals to negative 2.1102. So it's from here is C100. C100 is from the European core period to 5.57 minus the 0.09 is E minus 0.5 times the gamma and times the E square. So it's 0.40 square minus C. C is from G14 is European core divided by 2 times C5, so it's 2 times H. So we get the data is negative 2.1102. Thank you.